Hello, everyone, and welcome to D Podcast. And I mean, like D Podcast. There's no greater podcast. Yeah. So welcome back to Rusty Number Pod. We are now on episode 3, which is pretty impressive. That in 3 weeks we have reached episode 3, which means actually episode 3 of, I guess, the quote-unquote rebooted Rusty Number Pod, because, we had that one episode in 2018. Pretty amazing that, that I actually managed to make 3 new episodes of this series. Was in 3 weeks, when last time it took a whopping 4 years. That's pretty cool. So, today's podcast, I guess, topic. Again, like I mentioned, not every episode is gonna have a topic. Sometimes I'll just be talking. So today we are talking about Thomas the Tank Engine YouTube, just kind of as a whole. Mainly the Thomas Wooden Railway aspect of it, because that's what I'm a part of. I guess that's what I'm most familiar with. But honestly, there's no real difference between Thomas Wooden Railway content and Thomas the Tank Engine content. It's pretty much the same. Like, yeah, there is a Thomas Wooden Railway community, or TWRC, but it's pretty much just it's the Thomas fandom. Just it's not really like. But I do like the existence of TWRC because, one, it does give some pretty cool. Does have some pretty cool scenes, like at a championship, quote unquote, and also like, it gave birth to, all of the sketch reviews and all the classic TWR reviews, like Mr. MPS 2002, Wooden Railway reviews, Eric Pier 53, yeah, the goats. So yeah. The TWRC is definitely an established thing, but to be honest, it's not. Yeah, like, it's not quite as big as it used to be, because now it's really just the Thomas fandom. Which, like, pretty sure the TWRC was created as, like, kind of a way to, like, kind of give the TWR YouTubers a bit more of a spotlight, I guess. Which I do like things like the Thomas Wooden Railway Community Wiki, because, that's the place where I have my article on there. Check it out. Which it's pretty cool because, like, I'm not big enough to be on Wikitubia, the YouTube wiki. So it's nice that I'm able to have somewhere that will actually be seen by people, where I can, like, I guess, learn Rusty Number 5 history. I think that's kind of cool. And speaking of history, I'm gonna take a look at this article here, the Thomas Wooden Railway Community History. However, here it's just listed as Thomas Wooden Community History. So, early beginnings, it began with a user known as Tom Dublin. I probably didn't say that right. Dublet? I'm not sure if I said that right. I'm sorry. Which, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Thomas fandom, like, online began around this period as well, like, with, along with YouTube's introduction into the landscape of the internet, and making a huge impact. I mean, that's what you're watching this video on YouTube. Who showed videos of their wooden trains. The user Zeo Red began the community by showing other people with the same interest in Thomas Wooden Railway to begin uploading videos of wooden trains. Members like Sonic and Rotor and Trains Are Cool Too have influenced many people to join in uploading videos to establish a community. So yeah, it began pretty simple, and I like the simplicity of it. It's like, what's cool about YouTube is that, like, anyone can make videos and gain somewhat of a following, which, arguably that's kind of a bad thing, which in some aspects, yeah, but, like, if you're making creative videos, or videos that are, worth watching, then, it's definitely cool. Of course, then we got KeekRay24, who, gave a huge boost to the community. Then we got some downfalls. A whole bunch of stuff. They go through a lot of this stuff. However, it ends at 2015. So, wait, 2016. Then we got 2017 here saying coming soon. So yeah, this page has not been updated in 6 years, which, I don't know if it will be updated by this point, but, it's definitely kind of cool history, I gotta say. Now I would like to go over what I guess I personally would consider the best TWR YouTubers, which, this definitely isn't a complete list. It's not like a professional top 10 TWR YouTubers list. But it will be a little cool, I guess, to talk about these people who have definitely inspired me and a lot of people. So, yeah, let's start off with Thomas Wooden Railway, which is a pretty standard beginning here, but, he's very iconic. So he was, I'd say Thomas Wooden Railway, aka Keekray24, which a lot of people know him as Keekray. He really popularized the Thomas Wooden Railway community. Like, to be honest, I feel like a whole bunch of people, would not be making videos if it weren't for Keekray. So yeah, he makes Thomas Wooden Railway, he makes, Thomas Tank and Friends Wooden Railway Adventures. Which, like, his content, it's not professional. It's, like, filmed on a carpet and stuff. But I think that adds charm, honestly. It's like, it doesn't not all Thomas content has to be professional. Like, with all the sky backdrops and, like, the grass mats, which, I do plan to start doing that at some point, Season 2 of Wooden Railway Travels, because, I definitely don't have as much room as I used to. I just think it would be a bit more convenient with the grass mat and sky backdrop, so I will be doing that soon. Which I think, you don't need to have a sky backdrop and grass mat. You don't have to be, like, professional to make quality Thomas Wooden Railway content. And Keekray is a prime example of that, I would say, myself. Wooden Railway Only, Row, he made a video a few years ago, talking about just the state of the Thomas community. Now, like, everyone kind of just wants to be the best, and he was like, you don't have to be professional to make good content. He essentially said that, and, I definitely agree with him. And what's impressive about Keekray is that he managed to make 10 seasons in, like, 3 years, which, like, that's pretty astoundingly impressive. Like, his videos weren't, like, professional, but, like, still. 10 seasons worth of episodes in 3 years. That's just kind of mind-blowing. Next, I would like to talk about the TWR reviewers, which I guess does include me, but I'm not talking about me right now, because I hopefully don't have an ego. So, like, yeah, the skit reviews definitely changed the game for the Thomas Wooden Railway community. Like, having these big storylines in reviews, like reviewing the Thomas Wooden Railway Thumper, and then you got all this lore, these side characters, this whole Avengers, like, story. I referenced that in my TWRC President video. But yeah, like, all of these, like, stories and stuff, and, this was popularized by Rob Wooden Railway Reviews, who, like, pretty much, like, he started the whole skit review thing in the Thomas Wooden Railway community. Like, skit reviews were, like, they were popular on YouTube, people like the Nostalgia Critic. But Rob kind of brought them to, like, I guess a new audience, I guess you could say that. But yeah. But of course, it wasn't just him. There are all these other people who made or currently make the skit reviews, like Mr. MPS 2002, Mr. Conductor Fan 1406, Percy Number 6, Eric Beer 53, like a whole bunch of people. And these skit reviews have expanded into stuff like now there's the TWRC Championship and the TWRC Presidency, which I've seen a lot of people like who are like either confused about what the TWRC Presidency is, or like the presidency is stupid. There shouldn't be a Thomas Winroy Community President, and like it's a joke. Like, it is purely a bit for the skit reviews and stuff. But I guess some people think that they're being serious, which I can understand that, but I feel like you do need to look a little deeper into it and understand that, you know, it's a joke. There's not actually, like, a TWRC president. So, last but not least, I would like to talk about Enterprising Engine 93. So he's, I guess, famous for filming his videos outside, which is a pretty cool concept. Like, you know, he films in all of these unique areas, like hills and like parks and a whole bunch of places. And I gotta say, I definitely don't have the social confidence of like going to a public area and bringing my choo-choo trains and like, you know, like filming there, which is why he's really cool, because like, you know, not a lot of people would do that. Like I know for sure I wouldn't. Like I get anxious filming in my backyard, so like it definitely not something I would do. So shout out to him. He is truly the Thomas Winroy GOAT, and not only does he make really enjoyable stories, and it just is a really cool guy. He does voice work for a whole bunch of Thomas YouTubers, not Thomas Winroy, Thomas YouTubers. Like, he is dedicated, and I really appreciate that. And overall, he's just a really good person. And just shout out to him. He is awesome. And yeah, that's just about all I have for today. Maybe someday I will look into more Thomas YouTubers and make a sequel podcast, but I'm not sure at the moment. So yeah, once again, as usual, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. More are definitely coming every Monday, like I mentioned, and I will see you next time. Rust out.